Good morning and welcome to the bronze medal game of the Open Division for Australian Ultimate Championships 2024. My name's Andy Maroney. I'm joined by Avril Tam. Good morning, Avril.
Good morning, Andy. Way to get the final day started. The sun is out and the players are amped up, ready to go.
Both teams, you always are a bit flat when you lose a semi, and both these teams, it must be said, lost both their semis by a bit. I think it was 15-7 and 15-5 for each of these teams. So I guess the players, the teams in the final certainly deserve to be there as we look at Hot Chili's team. So familiar faces. I think we've seen Chili a bunch on the stream this weekend. Jasper Pentland's played really well. Josh Lipari, number 3. And, of course, Tom Regaki, 42.
Yeah, for sure. I think Hot Chili finished third in their pool. They had wins against Newcastle IB, Manly Mullets, and then a tight Universe Point win against Crank. And that set them up for a huge quarterfinal clash against Juggernaut. And they managed to break 7 times to win that game, managed to get up 15-13. As we have a look at Fyshwick United, so they are the surprise packet of this tournament. In pool play, played 4 Universe Points, defeating Juggernaut, Thunder Dice and Mammoth, and only just using to Sublime. But they managed to secure first place in their pool. They finished 4-1 and managed to get ahead of Juggers head-to-head there.
Yeah. And so whilst teams get flat and, you never want to lose a semi, I think both of these teams probably weren't expected to finish anywhere close to this high. Making quarters would probably be where most would have figured they'd play, but for either team, a chance to take home a medal out of today, I think that's representative of a very successful campaign as we see the first pool go out. And nice and early, it's going to be an offside call. All right, so there's going to be a bit of confusion because the offside was called, but then a player picked up the disc. So usually you've got to call the offside before you pick it up. That didn't happen, which is why they're going to be taking it now from the corner. Unorthodox start to the game, but here we are. All right. AJ looks to get up the line, can't. So Fyshwick hemmed in right on the first throw of this point. They get it away now. They go to Hatfield. Hatfield fakes the flick. Streaming under, grabs it. Nice open side cut. AJ, not a lot of separation, being marked quite tight. So Chili, really good. Shellard looks up, gets to AJ. AJ has something he likes on deep. Throws the break backhand to the far cone. And that's a goal. That'll open their account. They're on the board. Fyshwick up 1-0.
As you see, Andrew Jackson getting big for his team. He's been a stalwart this tournament, and as we said on the stream yesterday, he needs to have a good game if Fyshwick are going to get up.
Yeah, lovely. As you see, the force is not able to get across quickly enough. And downfield as a receiver, you're always going to have a hard time covering deep. You have a really hard time covering deep in the break. So after a bit of an uncertain start, some really good defense from Chile to start the point. But AJ able to get the break backhand huck out. All right, the Chile sideline are up and about. They know what's on the line.
Yeah, as we see the O-line come out for their first point of the game. We've got Regaki, we've got Pentland, French, a few tall boys there on both ends of the disc.
All right, and Regaki moves it to Pentland. Pentland up to Osmond. Osmond has French going, doesn't use him. Gak looks to get free. He's covered well on the dump, so instead Aussie goes to Kelly, and Aussie's off now. Aussie and French both going long, so Jasper's got 2 options if he wants them, uses neither. Playing it safe. Jasper gets to Regaki. Regaki wants the inside flick. Instead goes the overhead. to French, and that's a nice easy point to open Chili's account for the day. It is 1 apiece.
Absolutely. Tall boys getting it done. Andrew Jackson for Fyshwick, and then, of course, Tom Rogacki really anchoring this Chile offence. 2 clean holds to start the game. Let's see if the high quality continues.
Yeah, it's a good point. I think both, certainly Chile's defence early on, it was looking a bit uncertain for Fyshwick. Chile brought the pressure nice and early, but Fyshwick have absorbed it. Couldn't apply as much defensive pressure, I don't think, as Chile did. But like you say, both clean points, 1 apiece.
Maybe just a little bit early, everyone trying to get amped up, get the caffeine in, get the legs going.
We're waking up. We're all waking up. A few of us had late nights.
So wind just starting to pick up a little bit as well. We've got a bit of a slight, I don't know what to call this actually, just a little bit blustery, a little bit swirly, going up and down. Not a huge up-down wind, but we see another pull landing pretty close, and that one will go out. So we hear Fyshwick on the sideline trying to get their team up and about. They'll be hoping for another clean hold here. Andrew Jackson bringing the disc up to the brick mark.
All right. Fyshwick coming out of the Horo. Shallard goes long early, not used. Instead, AJ cycles through to Hatfield. AJ looks to get around on the open up the line and gets it. And here's Shallard going again deep if he wants. He gets it out this side on the flick side. And Shallard should be, it's past him.
Just goes past the sideline. You can see the Chile boys getting amped up for their first look at a break.
Just the float on that. I mean, the wind is coming from a different direction to that of which we've seen all weekend. Previously it was right to left. Now it's almost coming over the camera as you're looking at it, more towards the right-hand side of the end zone.
Yeah, we'll see if Chile can take advantage of this opportunity. You'd say that when we're getting to kind of the final parts of the tournament, these opportunities don't come easily.
Exactly.
And Rogacki bringing the disc up. Got a Horo set by Chile.
And they're in. Nice leading flick into power position. Travel called, not a stoppage, so they play on. Tom's gone up the line. Doesn't get free. Tom does come back now, gets it, and cycles it back through. Move it over now to Evans. Evans engages the dumps. There's a lot going on. Able to get it to Tom Duncan. TD, another travel call. TD sees something that he likes and throws it long. It's going to Gack, but Evans is over the back.
Ooh.
And it bobbles out.
Bounces out of the palms.
I think he went at the last minute. He changed his mind. He was going to clap catch, then went to rim catch. And that was enough to throw him out of it.
Yeah, that blade really coming down pretty quickly. I think the wind's got a slight downwind, as you said, towards the right hand of your screen, but also a little bit towards this sideline as well. So those discs aren't going to be easy catches. So Fyshwick not quite as clean as they would have been hoping, but Andrew Jackson bringing it up again.
Yeah, they'll get a second chance here. Hatfield moves inside, looks good. Fardos. It's Sadiq. Sadiq sees something he likes, and why not? Because it's Shallard streaming deep. Evans is going to make a play, but he can't get it. And at about the 5th time of asking, Shallard finally has his deep goal. He's been cutting deep all point. That one not overthrown. Perfect weight of that on that from Sadiq.
Yeah, I think the throwers now kind of recognising and adjusting to that wind a little bit, and just making those small little adjustments with the angles to get that timed perfectly. Dave Evans would be pretty filthy with that, having managed to drop the catch on the other end zone, and then,
So Chile definitely hadn't made a semi for about a decade, I think. I think it was about 9 or 10 years was the last count since their last semi. So first time in a while that they'll be after some something for the trophy cabinet. And I think Fyshwick probably similar.
Yeah, I think both of these teams, like you said, recent history hasn't really been on their side. So to have a game to go up for a medal, they'd be pretty pleased.
Yeah, as we said off the top, I don't think many were giving either team much chance in this tournament. So regardless of what happens, as we see, that might go. Yeah, I think that'll be a brick.
Brick out the other side.
It's coming back. It's in. Don't listen to me.
By perfection.
Regaki has it. Goes upstairs straight away with a hammer to Caston. Caston to Kelly. Kelly was going to look out wide to French. Didn't. Kelly, this one sits up a little bit, and it's a little too high on Aussie.
So both teams, after a couple of clean holds, dropping and giving their opponents an opportunity to break.
So now Fyshwick moves around. That comes out. That's Kajuki to YC. Nice wide flick using the whole width of the field. That goes through to Sharing. Sharing back to Kajuki. Sharing. I think there'll be a call here. He had a fair chunk of it.
Woods looked like he got his hand flat onto that disc and pushed it down before. Yep, there we go. It's an accepted foul, although there's a bit more chat after the call, after the decision. As Regaki picks up.
Yeah, Gak's not going to wait around. You guys can have a chat if you want, but I'm going to pick this disc up and try and convert our hold.
Caston on the sideline across to Kelly. And Chile managed to get the score there after a bit of chatter. So that's another hold, but 2 unclean holds by both teams.
Yeah.
Like you said earlier, Andy, it's always difficult coming out of a semi and both teams going down. I think 15-5 and 15-7. So trying to get yourself up for an early game on the final day, it's always going to be a little bit of a mental challenge.
Yeah, and even though these teams are both running pretty big squads, it is day 4. You know, that's a lot of Ks in the legs. Depending on the tournament, you're putting anywhere between 10 and 15 Ks a day into the legs. So even walking the sidelines, if you're not on the field, you do kind of clock it up. So there'll be some tired lads out there, but they'd love to take some silverware home for all their efforts. All right, Chile hand up. Tommy Duncan with the pull. And this one will be touch and go. No, right in the middle of the end zone. Perfect. In the middle of the field. Perfect. Mikey Hatfield. Fyshwick all playing really deep, so it might be a bit of a handler ISO, I imagine. One comes under. AJ goes up the line. AJ gets it up the line, but can't convert. Bob's out of his hands.
Fantastic defensive pressure there by Nathan Dignam.
Yeah, there wasn't a lot of margin for error.
No, they forced Fyshwick really well to his close sideline, very narrow window to work with.
Lessar retreats to Kelly on the dump. Kelly, the wide around swing. It's Max Miller. Miller moves it out to the wide side now. Tommy Duncan have a little slip, but he did enough. He wants the hammer. Instead goes the inside out flick, but that'll be a pick.
So it looks like Michael Kelly's come across to the D-line for this point. Maybe early tactical strategy here.
So Tom Duncan got that inside flick out, but it was a pick. Shallow catches up. Duncan, high release, backy to Kelly. Kelly now stack a little bit static, very static. But they manage to continue to cycle it around. That's Nathan Dignam. Gets to Evans. Evans fakes the backhand. Kelly looks to strike up the line, instead retreats back, receives it from behind. Does have a couple options coming up in the stack. Gets the inside-out flick to Tom Duncan. Duncan has an inside-out flick look now, but he's overthrown it.
Ooh, despite a dive layout attempt by Evans.
He had to go.
That was a short field Chile had to work with and a really big opportunity that missed. So Fyshwick now having to work it all the way up. The Horo set a little bit more shallow this time, so looking upfield perhaps rather than the handler set. Fakes a big, looking under. AJ trying to jink and get free. And he does in the deep space, but looks an overthrow. Oh, great effort to try save the disc from AJ. Chile look to get things going quickly. A hammer cross field to Kelly. He's got a deep player, but looks him off. Working hard in the unders. Oh, another overthrow. Starting to get a little bit scrappy from both sides.
And this is day 4 legs, right? This is what I was saying before about, this is a 4-day tournament. Day 1 legs, AJ certainly gets that one down there, and you probably see that one caught as well, but there's not a lick of wind to speak of, so this is all about throwers just adjusting their length to account for the fatigue, as we see another one that goes over. So it's getting really scrappy now, so it's about which team's going to retain a little bit of composure, chip it round, play the small ball.
Yeah, I took the words right out of my mouth, Andy. Composure, I think, is the key.
And that's the reason they are calling a timeout, is for exactly that. So I'll take a listen to some of the messages out of the huddle, and we'll return after a break.
Mindful moments, learning ancient traditions. Golden hours spent pressing pause on time. Afternoons whiled away absorbing wisdom. And treasure hunts that never disappoint. Whatever brings you to Ballarat, you'll always return remade.
Always on the move? You can keep up to date with Alti TV on all of our social media channels. Like, follow, subscribe, share us with a friend, or send us a message just to say hey. Thank you for supporting us in our mission to grow Ultimate everywhere.
And we're backing out of the timeout, and Chile haven't wasted any time. They've got Kelly with the disc. No dump. The dump comes back now. It's Blesser, but they're not needed. Instead, moving it up to the far sideline. Kelly engaged as the dump goes up the line. Not a lot of separation, but does enough. And then he goes upstairs with the hammer to Evans.
Oh, manages to snap it up, and they're calling it a goal.
Yeah.
After several bids, Evans finally gets it done for his team.
Exactly, yeah.
And that'll be the first break of the game for Chile, and aren't they pleased about that one? Use that timeout really effectively as we see a nice celebration there. I think bringing Michael Kelly across to the D line, maybe just trying to settle things down for the offensive attempt.
So now over 200 on the stream. Hello to everyone. If you'd like to get involved, just subscribe to the channel and that'll open up the chat feed and you can share your thoughts. If they're good, we'll read them out. If not, bad luck.
Thanks to Rob G. He was online yesterday, way past his bedtime, and doing a double up nice and early today.
Up early now, yeah. And we will have a full day of action today. Following this game, I believe, is the men's final, followed by then the women's final.
Yeah, we've got Ellipsis men going up against Sunder Slice in the men's gold medal match, and Ellipsis Ampersand versus Asterix with the women's.
I've not seen much of the Ellipsis women's team, but we were, of course, during pool play, treated this as a repeat of men's final, repeat of the pool play game that went down to double game points. So we're in for a treat if it's going to be anything similar to that. Back live with this game, Fyshwick. Broken once, don't want to get broken twice. AJ cycling it back. There's a defensive breakdown, which means one of their players is completely unmarked. They fix it now, and that moves through to Svardos. Svardos.
Plenty of heat there from Lipari.
Yeah, Lipari didn't slow down. Donnelly did, but Svardos gets free on Gak. Looks back to AJ. AJ looks wide for the backhand, can't get it. Has no dump. So they've got to adjust here. Shellard. AJ throws the open flick. It's safe to Shellard. AJ strikes up the line, but it's and he will throw it. It does go. The Chile defender thought he'd done enough. Usually on up the line, if you stop probably the first 3 steps, you go, okay, cool, it's not coming. AJ recognised that, and the great thing was his thrower recognised that and stuck with him and said, look, okay, the traditional up the line didn't come off, but if you turn that almost into like a mini deep cut, I'm going to throw it to you. So,
yeah, on the replay here, as you see, the defender just gets caught a little bit underneath, stopped the first, but didn't really kind of slow down, you see. That was a bit tricky.
Yeah, and especially when you're going into the end zone, you think, well, there's not that much room left to throw into, so you think you've done enough.
So Shellard with the assist there, getting on the stat board. And Jackson on the other side of the disc, scoring the goal this time.
Yeah, AJ and Shellard both in with multiple scores now. They've both got a throw and an assist and a goal each.
So we'll be hoping for another close one today, Andy. There's been a bunch of really good streamed games. A lot of drama over this tournament.
Well, Fyshwick themselves have had their first 4 games were all universe points, and I think they went 3-1 in them.
Yeah, that's right. Just the one loss to Sublime on the morning of day 2.
Pull goes up. Gak's tracking it back. Really good pull.
Good
Back
pull.
corner, but it lands in, so he don't. Oh, it's rolled out. I don't know if it rolled out, Tommy.
He got pretty lucky there.
Might get a replay of that.
Sometimes you make your own luck, eh?
Get the magnifying glass out. 3 yards from Tom. Tom sees it, puts a nice flat, low flick to Lipari. He has French going for him as well, but no, he's going it up nice and early for the dump. Throws it, nice middling throw to Kelly. Kelly, they're almost at their brick mark now. Lovely low round backhand to French. French steps out. Goes for the backhand. The backhand's low. Tom just gets underneath it. And there's going to be a down call.
Oh, he gets a crosswind, but looks like there's a down call on the throw.
We'll have a look.
We should have a pretty good camera angle here.
I think he got under it.
It looks like it was up from this angle. We've got a pretty good view from this sideline. Yep, and they're calling that one up, and the next throw as a goal. So that's an assist from Ragaki. Oh, as we go, just gets his hands under it.
Jeez.
Oh, and that
Nice
Mac.
bid as well.
Yeah, fantastic bid, and Osmond with the goal.
Sammy, just. Very close. Fyshwick sideline wanted to come over, check out the footage.
Fantastic camera work by the team at Ulti TV here.
Perfect view.
Come on, Fyshwick, come on, let's go!
Right, so Chile maintain their break here. Fyshwick looking to peg things back. Not a lot of chat on the sideline. Everyone's just pretty calm early in this game. As we start to see a few spectators floating across
Yeah, other teams,
Women's teams, yeah.
teams waking up, maybe not a game to play, or the game finishes early.
And another nice pull, quite deep in the end zone.
Pulls
Also
good.
just rolls
Yeah,
out.
I know. I want to take a look at these. Anyway,
Yak and AJ doing it for the team.
so AJ cycling it across Hatfield.
Junk look from Chile this time just to try and slow things down.
I don't mind it from Chile.
Yeah, I think it's a good time. They're up a break. Want to make sure that Fyshwick are kept on their toes. Maybe just some second doubts in a couple of those options.
And they look long now. He sees something he likes.
Gack's in the
Shellard.
space.
It's also Regaki.
Oh, managed to catch a D as well.
Eventually he caught it. So nice big chance for Chile to put a second break in. Gack with the disc. Throws the inside flick. It should have been a backhand. And Chile now at the halfway, just past halfway. Kelly throws the big floaty flick to the big man himself. And this time Shellard gets one back on him. Got inside, took the inside line, and that's it. I mean, we've said it before in the Chile stream games. The only chance you're going to have on Gack is if you take the inside line. You've got to be there, and even if you're there, you always risk him coming over the top. But Shellard, good enough on that instance.
Yeah, also had plenty of support there. Gack was 3-on-1, so that was always going to be a big ask from the big Gack.
I'd still try it. AJ with the disc. So a good zone look from Chile, just taking a little bit of sting out of the Fyshwick offense.
Yeah, trying to pin them in the end zone, although they get to the line now.
AJ has something over the top if he likes it, doesn't use it, instead goes to Hatfield. Mikey Hatfield cycles it across the wall, nicely taken. Svardos pops in, not on it, instead back to AJ. Jackson. So they're having to be really patient here, and I don't think they're liking it. Moving it around.
Those day 4 legs starting to fatigue, although it's like a transition perhaps to match. There's a lot of
Chile are
noise
going
from the
nuts
sideline.
now. Yeah.
Oh, and there's a timeout, and Chile will take that as a win.
That is 100% the Chile sideline.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because about 10 seconds before that timeout called, the sideline got up and about. It's like they could smell blood in the water. Started getting real loud. You can see on the sideline, on the footage, all the sidelines start moving up to where the disc is. And AJ went, nah, I've had enough of this. As we see nice D from Shellard. Future Wombat, selected for the Masters team. Bring that over to Irvine, California, old man.
Wombat v Jingo, eh? Wombat wins this
Yeah,
one.
not the way around you think, yeah. Yeah, AJ'd seen enough, so really, really good decision from Chile. Whoever said, you know what, why don't we play a junk? It's absolutely paid off.
Yeah, and you can see the comms going up from the sideline, the noise going up from the sideline, Chile trying to win the mental battle as we see the stats. So break, Chile got that 1 break out of 4 opportunities. Fyshwick have had 3 and not able to convert just yet.
So close though, 6 versus 5 turns, 1 break versus 0. I think we will see breaks this game. I think we've seen enough turnovers.
Yeah, we just had the 2 clean holds in the first 2 points, and then there were opportunities both ways. So we'll just have to see who capitalises on them better.
All right, so Fish move it around. Svardos catches a lovely leading throw. I think that was from Young.
Finally out of the end zone now.
Yeah. Hatfield. He goes over the top. That's a nice throw. That's to Young. Young to AJ. Now the flow's on. Svardos at midfield. Back to Hatfield. Hatfield cocks the flick. Instead back to Svardos. Moves it to Young. Having a good point, Young.
Chile sticking with this junk.
Hatfield.
Now the match call comes. See if they can keep the intensity up.
Young has the shot into the end zone. Tom Duncan peels off, but there's going to be a foul call. Tom giving Young an action replay, telling him what he's done. Tom just having a little education session with Young.
Plenty of reenactment there. Disc finally comes back in.
One of the most ridiculous things, the reenacting in Ultimate anyway. Young gets it back. Tom keeps it clean this time, and Young throws behind into the lane of 3 Chile defenders, and they've got the turn.
Gat getting things going quickly for Chile. Goes a hammer upstairs to Lipari across field. Doesn't like his upfield options. Looking for the fill now.
Tom's off.
Oh my God, tucks deep and then comes back under. Kelly on this sideline now. Fyshwick trying to get things sorted out from their defensive strategy. Oh, and that's a big bid, but Gak stands up tall as he goes for a wide sweeping shot. White can't manage to beat this back line there.
Yeah, I mean, that's the second or third now. I think AJ threw one earlier in the game. That the wind's just going to take that, carry it right out the back. Nice bid. I think it was Svardos, yep. Tom, that looked good out of the hand, but once again, it just takes the win.
And almost the camera too. So Chile being on their junk again, trying to pin Fyshwick to the defensive end zone. They just get it past now on the far sideline. Oh, and that is a turn just where Chile wanted it. Fyshwick will be disappointed. Let's see what Chile set up in here. Looks like Gak will be taking this one. Not unexpected. Those day 4 legs taking every extra second. Oh, and just fast legs getting it done in the end zone for Chile. That's 2 breaks up now. Andrew Jackson will have to try and rally the troops for Fyshwick to try and pin things back. It's not looking good for Fyshwick at the moment.
No, Fyshwick really needed to hold that one. 1 break is easily something that you could just kind of pull out and get back. 2 breaks now, you need to kind of make a bit of a plan. You go, okay, we're going to need to go on a D run here.
Yeah, and Chile's junk, getting it done. Won't be surprised if we'll see plenty more of that for the rest of this game.
Oh, 100%. That pressure was great. I mean, they ended up getting the turn down in the end zone, but it forced Fyshwick to have probably a 40-50 throw point as we see Fyshwick at the timeout.
Yeah, and Gak lining up the stat board, 3 assists, so 3 of Chile's 5 points. He's also got a pretty good block there as well. Having a well-earned spell on the sideline there. So it looks like a timeout's being called. Unsurprising, really.
Yeah, I'd be doing the same.
Fyshwick just trying to stem Chile's momentum. They're really getting vocal on the sideline, getting around and giving their last bits of energy to their on-field players.
Yeah. Good support from, I think they're for Fyshwick. I think it's the Canberra team, Canberra women's team.
Yeah, that's probably Factory on the sideline there. See a few of the Chile women's players as well from Spicy Chile. Coming down early, making sure to get around their club.
Ah, yes.
And that looks like a giant Chile in Kubai's hand with a hat.
I've not seen that before.
Fitting mascot, I'd say.
Well, it's doing the job. They're up 2 breaks, so 5-3.
So more noise coming from the far sideline here with the Factory and the Chile women getting around them. I bet will be Chile putting on a junk.
I think so. Like, certainly from the end that they played at last time, you would. But, yeah, I mean, the wind has blown up. It's blustery, but it's not, like, consistent. So right now, there's pretty much no wind to speak of. So why not? I mean, it's on Fyshwick to adjust. You know, until they beat it, until they shred it, then you probably keep playing it. So be interesting to see as we see Tom put the pull up. This one is out of here.
Wind just started to gust up as the pool went up.
There we go. So there was no wind, and then there was wind. What a goose.
Fyshwick asking for some more from their factory players here. It's always a bit tricky when you're the away state. Ballarat, of course, here in beautiful Victoria.
AJ gets the first wide throw out. Nice, easy one. And goes through to Svardos. That hits the deck. That was always going to be tricky. So Chile a chance to put a real dagger in this one. Take a 6-3 lead. Tom Rigaki throws the around flick to Evans. Moving it through. They've already got it at the halfway point now. Gak has Evans going deep if he...
Oh, what's going on? Foul, perhaps? A lot of walking.
Timeout.
Timeout?
Right. I was like, I'm going to see Tom give up a disc that is in his life. What's he got? Yeah, right. Timeout call.
Right, okay.
I don't mind that timeout from Chile because 5-3, they've got control. But 6-3, a chance to put in kind of three breaks, 2 on the hop. The pressure's all on Fyshwick, so Chile don't really need to change what they're doing.
No, although I did notice in that offensive stack, the vert stack was set really, really deep. Which meant that they didn't preserve enough space for those deep shots, which I'm sure Gak was looking for.
100%.
So maybe just readjusting the position, making sure they've got options both deep and under.
Some good, some love coming through for you, Avril, on the stream. People big fans.
Thanks, guys. I mean, rookie commentator role for me, supported by the master and Andy Maroney.
You know, that's all right. I'm just a simple country boy trying to make his way in the world. World Ultimate Club Ultimate Championships later this year, I think.
Yeah, September in Gold Coast.
Yeah, put a call in. Still waiting for them to return my call, but anyway, I'm sure it's coming any day. Tim Rockwood, just pop a flare, mate.
All right.
Gak with it. Looks flick, throws flick. It's going to have to be reeled in. I think it's going to work. One off the straight off the top.
And as we said, making use of that deep space, not surprising.
Regan Turner with the goal.
And Chile 3 breaks up, really stamping their authority on this game.
It's just such a weapon, that low, flat flick coming out, not giving his opponent any kind of look at it.
It's another big celebration there from Chile.
Set play, front of the stack, go break, go deep. Taylor's old as time. Regan Turner converting Chile's third break to make it 3-6.
Yeah, and that's Regan Turner's first stat on the board today. He got on the stat board quite a few times yesterday in that quarter against Haas Juggernaut.
Yeah, to blind up.
Wouldn't be surprised to see him show up a few more times.
Yeah, I think we've seen all the timeouts. 2 timeouts.
For each team?
No, I think 2 from Fyshwick, 1 from Chile. So Chile potentially 1 more if they want it. But I doubt it because they've got all the momentum now. A lot of noise from their sideline. Haven't sighted Mitch Field yet, unfortunately, on the field. So still 0 points for Mitch Field, but we remain hopeful and optimistic.
Deep pool again. Pitting Fyshwick in that same defensive end zone.
Still a junk.
Yep.
This is not fun if you're Fyshwick.
No. Trying to swing and get around the cup now. Still having to go backwards and sideways, not making much ground. The intensity lifts as the voices also lift from the sideline. Plenty of information coming through. Fyshwick keeps swinging, although...
Just wonder how long they can do it. It feels like there's a lack of patience. Here we go.
Finally, they get through the cup for a couple of metres.
Hatfield free on the wide for the hammer. Instead goes to Svardos.
And Svardos swings across. Ooh, really nice one through the cup.
Fingertips.
Trying to make the Chile Cup work. Test out their day 4 legs. This close sideline, another one through the cup, so they're starting to work through this zone a little bit better. Oh, and a high disc. Jackson makes Hartfield look pretty good. Hartfield's still out wide here. Oh, and goes for an aggressive shot through the cup.
That's the shot.
That's the one to break them through. Oh, pick up from his shoelaces. Jackson rifles through. Fyshwick finally get a clean hold.
They needed that one.
Desperately.
They've got it. Shellard, I believe, with the goal.
Shellard really lighting up the stats here. 2 goals, 1 assist and 1 block. Him and AJ really trying to get their team back on.
Feedback's being given to the Chile leadership regarding Mitchfield.
Come on, United, come on!
It's a bit of a contrast. Chile really celebrating each goal and Fyshwick kind of just going about it.
Yeah. So Dave Evans got a bit of a fan club for Chile. I think Dave Evans is in his own fan club, I reckon. I reckon he's the president. By the looks of it. But please keep bringing the love for Mitchfield. If we get 100 likes, he plays a point for every 100 likes we get.
So our first look at Fyshwick's defensive line in a little while. It's a big high pull. Is it going to stay in bounds?
Nope.
Floats out the side.
It's out of here.
So it'll be shorter field, taking it from the brick mark. Not really what you want when you're trying to look to get back into the game.
Chile coming out of a vert. Stacks a little deep. But I suppose when it's Tom Rigaki with the disc, it can stack a bit deeper because you know it'll have length. Tom looks for the backhand, throws the break backhand around to Lipari. Lipari, the inside inside flick, but it's to Osmond. And Fyshwick have a chance for us. Oh no, went through the hands of YC. Just as I was about to say, they have a chance for a surprising break. Lipari gets a second chance and it goes to Rigaki. Rigaki feeling a bit more urgency. He unloads another flick to the break side. Lipari takes it easily. Trailing grab over to the break side was always going to be hard. Mitchfield, get on. And Chile, after a little scare, managed to hold, keep the difference at 4-7.
Yeah, managed to get that turn straight back to limit any of Fyshwick's. Yeah, for sure.
Nice early D, early in the point. And it was just that the up the line went. See the up the line went at the same time that swing was coming back.
Yeah, and there were plenty of Chile bodies in there just to try and mess things up in that short field in front of the disc. Big one from Gat goes up. Plenty of receivers in the space ahead of the defenders.
But the fact he threw it outside in meant it was trailing always away from that force side. So it was to the advantage. Of the Chile of
Lipari, yeah. We saw quite a few Rigaki to Lipari shots yesterday. So Lipari now getting on the stat sheet. who's been really solid, I have to say, all tournament, both under and in the deep space.
It's good to see him fit as well. He's had a bit of a run with a bad luck run with injuries over the last few years, so it's great to see him playing. Great to see him playing day 4, and great to see him playing well.
Yeah, so really good spread of goal scorers on Chile's stat sheet. Basically all single goals by multiple players. So it's now 4-7. Fyshwick will be looking to hold to prevent Chile from taking half. As they move things quickly through the junk this time. Now they're swinging around, getting around the cup. Chile's junk looks like they've transitioned to match now.
Good cut,
Svardos makes a nice cut but not rewarded. Instead goes to Jackson. Jackson to Svardos. It's a nice clean hold for United, just what they need to make it 5-7.
So now the question becomes, can Fyshwick break before Chile take half? You go in 8-5, you still got a game. You're going in 8-6 or even 8-7. That keeps the pressure on. It knows Chile know that they're going to be asked the question. It's a bronze medal game for a reason.
I think the Fyshwick United are definitely going to need to keep the scoreboard pressure on, because in terms of the mood in each camp, Chile's certainly up and about. As we see the stats here for AJ, 1 goal, 3 assists, as you'd expect from the veteran. Him and Shellard leading the charge. Let's see if they can lead the charge here.
And the pull goes up. It's going to be short and out. Oh, it's a brick. Oh, it's just a gift.
2 bricks in a row have given Chile.
It's just really, you know, the difference between the roller, getting to the end zone, you're down there first pass versus, how much is it? 15, 3 metres?
Just takes the wind out of your sails, and in contrast,
Jam out of your donut.
In contrast, Chile able to really pin Fyshwick to the back zone. It's complete contrast there. Oh.
And we'll see Jack throw a turn. They think it's a turn. We're going to queue it up. We'll have a look. They're going to ask the advisors for their perspective. So, very close. I think we're going to need to see Mike's camera here, the second camera from Multi-TV.
Camera number 2. Ooh.
That's down. What do you guys see?
Yeah. Chile have called it down, looking at the replay on the big screen. Thanks to Mike for that great camera work.
Multi-TV in partnership with AFDA. Doing it off the field and on the field as Fyshwick have a chance to put a break in, and they get one.
That's the one they really needed. Taking it up to 5-7, preventing Chile from taking half. That'll get their voices and their spirits up. So uncharacteristic throwaway there by Gak. An extra stat that he probably didn't want on the board. And sorry, that's 7-6 a score. So Fyshwick not done yet, trying to make a big charge in this first half. Deathly silence settles over the field. Both teams, bronze medal match, stakes are high. So that was Helig Smith assist. name we haven't seen so much on the stat sheet, but the Fyshwick boys getting it done. Needs to be a team effort if they're going to rope in Chile.
But here we go. Watch this. This pull lands in, and Shellard's hoofing it to get down on first pass. Almost does. Got Pentland. Looks to Gak. Gak has Lipari going. Doesn't like it because Fyshwick are playing a junk. So Tom goes upstairs with the scuba. Hits Lipari. Lipari through to Caston. Caston has a deep option, but instead holsters it. He's patient. Speaking of patient, Tom hucks it. Lipari, free as you like, and that's going to be half to Chile.
Chile making it look really easy.
Yeah. Lipari's still off jogging, still off running. Josh, the point's finished. The half's finished, mate. Take a breath.
Felt like a little while since we'd seen the Chile O-line out, but
Yeah.
showing that they haven't cooled down at all, staying really sharp. Nice clean hold. As we see the replay here, just waiting for the perfect opportunity, waiting for his receiver to get free. No pressure at all, easy as you like, Lipari. So got plenty of legs. All right, so as Chile take half, we'll take a short break and we'll be back shortly.
Doubters, doubters, to those who don't believe, this is the hour. You'll see that we'll make ladders out of obstacles and stepping stones from roadblocks. Slip over the lines to say we won't cross, but you can't take nothing. Then once it's coming, scale all of the walls they built to hold us. They may be blind to me, just wait and see. Just wait and see. Just wait and see. To all the haters, those filled with jealousy, the naysayers, for defeat, but we'll make ladders out of obstacles and stepping stones from roadblocks. Skip over the lines to say we won't cross, but you can't take nothing. Then once it's coming, scale all of the walls they built to hold us. We may be invisible, but we'll may be blind to me. Just wait and see. Just wait and see. Just wait and see. Just wait and see. Just wait and see.
Last time I warned y'all, now this time I'm just sending shots. Thought that I was some yes man, I'm about to show y'all that I'm really not. Me and mine was really on the bottom, and we way up at the tippy top. No boy, unless we talking flipping stocks. Don't mess around or you getting got. Can't see through it cause it's tinted out. Yeah, ooh, I'm on the way. Game time, who wanna play? I showed up just to ruin your day. Count my green till I'm blue in the face. I don't wanna talk, please give me my space. About to go.
And we're back in after timeout. Fyshwick pegging one break back from Chile, but Chile still up 8-6 and 2 breaks. So Fyshwick just keeping in touch here. As we see the stats on the screen, break chances, Chile converting 3 out of 8, whereas Fyshwick just managing to peg the 1 out of 6 back just before this half. Clean holds fairly even, so Fyshwick managing 4 and Chile getting 3. But the turnovers obviously slightly in favour to Chile, who've only turned it 8 times compared to Fyshwick's 10.
And from an individual stats perspective, the man himself, Tom Regaki, probably the story. Six assists. He scored 6 of their 8 points. Caston and Kelly, the other 2, and a block as well. Getting it done both sides. The great man.
Yeah, it feels like he's been called up for a lot of points on both O and D, so plenty of opportunities to get a few more on the board.
I have a request on the other game that's across from us. It's the placing game for 5th, Heads of State versus Manly. Heads of State up 9-6.
You'll be pleased with that one?
I'd be more pleased if they were in this game, or even better the one that's coming later, but no. Went for a beverage with them last night. Some sad boys.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Some sad boys, and I was pretty sad myself by the time I got home. But anyway, shout out to Rexy for helping me. As we see Jasper Pentland bringing it in to Osborne. Not called his name much, but they haven't needed to. They've been using their whole team. Moving it through Riley Wood. Back to Caston. Caston looks at the flick. Instead, there's a pick.
Fyshwick with all the work to do. Chile coming out on offense to try to extend their lead. Precarious position with the wind also starting to gust.
Nice gainer to Lipari out the front of the stack. Wood throws the backhand, and that's a goal. Chile hold to make it 6-9 on this field.
Clean hold for Chile, just what they'd like coming out from half. Making sure to stymie any fight back and momentum from Fyshwick.
Yeah, I mean, it was also just the speed of that hold. You know, keep them out there, make them grind a bit, maybe even get a turn, but very calm and structured offense from Hoss. Oh man, that mistake off in Chile. Apologies.
Yeah, that was Wood to Osborne. So Wood now getting on the stat sheet for an assist. I think Fyshwick did put on a junk look just before half, and that did manage to slow down the Chile offense. That might be what they think about putting on for the next defensive point. as they look to get things underway on offense in this half. Usual suspects out in the O-line.
Yeah, they've just got to think about continuing to do something different. They did get that one break back, which I think was really crucial in the first half. But the defensive intensity, it's not, even the turns that have come from Chile, have more been unforced error than pressure turns.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like the pressure of the bronze medal match yet.
AJ out wide to Hatfield, has one streaming deep, honours it, but that's going to be a laser too far. Mikey throwing that laser earlier in the day or in the tournament. All the games kind of meld together at this point. That one was good, but that one you knew off the hand that was going to be an overthrow. Well, at the back.
Yeah, and you can see that pressure from the Chile defense. A diving mark probably just affected that throw a little bit, making it lower and zippier than intended. And it only really just came in on the sideline too, otherwise it would have been a really short field.
Good point. All right, Hatfield on the mark. He'll want to get a hand block here to make up for it. Tommy Duncan walks it up. Disc is in. They move it laterally. Looks for the inside flick, can't get it. Tom Duncan goes, gets the dump. They reset the count. Tom shoots a flick and it's going to sit up. You're going to get a bunch of players under this one. Raffle it off.
Oh, Chile come down with it, although makes Evans work. Two bids from both sides.
Just a rush of blood there, I think.
Conservation of greatness. As Jackson gets things going for Fyshwick. Vert stack. Nice one by Savos to get a bit of a gainer, and another nice gainer for Fyshwick, moving things up really well. Wanted that flick.
If he didn't turn the first one, that one would have gone.
Yeah.
Instead, safer. AJ with their call now. Pick call in the stack. Yeah, Mikey definitely would have sent that had he not already turned one this point. So AJ with it. Just almost at their brick mark. A cut goes off the back of the stack. It's safe. Kluken and the drop from Svardos had it. Just cold, spent it. Tom Duncan looks flick again. Elects not to throw the huck, instead throws a turn.
And again, another unforced error from Chile.
Yeah, that's the thing. Even that throw after the big grab, it's just an overthrow. So anyway, AJ will be taking it from the sideline, walking it back a little bit. Hatfield goes up the line, not thrown. AJ then throws the second one up the line, and this one's caught. Young catches, young kicks, young goals.
Valuable one for Fyshwick after a couple of turns in that point. AJ Svartos getting involved.
They keep it in touch, 7-9.
As we see that replay, massive huck, multiple boys getting high, and just that overthrow. As you said, Andy, rush of blood to the head, wanting to get things going. Big smile on his face after that great catch, making Dave Evans work.
We see the Sunder and Ellipsis teams rocking up now, getting ready for their 11 a.m. final. I think I see Rob Andrew with a breakfast of champions. Is that mee goreng? So that's one of the most preeminent athletes, most revered athletes in our sport, just snacking on some mee goreng before a game. Breakfast of champions.
Well, he'll be hoping to get up. The mee goreng propelling him.
I'll be reminding him, well, mate, you had 2-minute noodles for breakfast. Could someone get Rob Andrew a contract, like a Weet-Bix contract or something, please? You can't have that. That's not on. All right. Chile with it, Tom receiving.
Yeah, and a nice under by Osborne, but he gets looked off, looking for the big one, and why not when you've got French going deep? Again, a bit of an unforced error from Chile. Another overthrow.
Separation was there. Tom's
Yeah.
hand went straight up, so going, my bad.
So I don't know if we can say Fyshwick are really pegging it back. More like Chile are starting to lose a little bit of grip. But still, Fyshwick have got to step up to the plate and actually convert some of these opportunities that they're getting.
Big time. You get this to 8-9, it's game on. As the upline goes, nice. Fakes the big. Sandridge moves it out. Nice wide swing. Wigney, another wide one. Looking good here to Phillips. Phillips over to Hellig-Smith. Hellig-Smith. Kajuki. That one slips out of his hands. Tom goes to pick it up straight away. He's got no mark at all. He can throw a goal. He can throw a goal. He should throw a goal. He should throw. Oh, that one will almost be a goal to Aussie. Big, massive gainer. Aussie isolated one out in the end zone. Moves it through to Caston. He's not in. Oh, a turn.
Foul called, I'd say, on the throw.
Really? Not sure about that one. Self-officiated. The Chile boys very interested to see the replay. Looking on. Hard to tell from this angle.
Nice work by Mikey on cam 2 there.
Great work from Mikey on the camera. I think that is a turn. Self-officiated sport, players will make up their minds. They do have the support of the game advisors if they need. But with something like that in close quarters, it's going to be really hard to tell. I think it's going to be a contested foul.
Looks like it's a contested, as you said, Andy. So coming in, Gat just getting a little dump behind. He's got options. Which one does he want? He wants the around break.
That's Pentland. Pentland with the goal.
Pentland to Woods for the score for Chile. They did well to get that turn back, shutting down Fyshwick's hope of another break. So that's 10-7 to Chile. Coming out reasonably well out of half. Not quite as clean as the first half, but still getting the job done. We'll see if they can minimise a few more of those throwaways.
Yeah, and if you're Fyshwick, that's their second defensive point of the half. The first, they walked straight in. The second was a grind. They actually got the disc back as well.
So in terms of the stats, clean breaks from Hot Chili from their 9 offensive points. Only 4 of them have been clean breaks. And then clean holds, my apologies, 4 out of 9 for Chile. And then on defensive points, 1 out of 4 clean holds. So not the best in terms of conversion rates. Like I said, they've been kind of overthrowing and giving Fyshwick the opportunities, but Fyshwick not taking full advantage of it. If they can start really converting those opportunities, that's when we'll have a game. But we see the two teams now, another timeout call just to reset and gather around, get things a bit more settled after a couple of messy ones.
So we see Chile out of their huddle, already on the line. Fyshwick taking a little bit longer. They're just breaking, as you can see now. The wind's starting to kick up. Never seen a chat feed so interested in the wind. Anyway, I think they're trolling me, Avril.
Yeah, I mean, just backing up from yesterday, really.
And the day before. And the day before. So I bring the report. I want it to. It's got to be a visceral experience. You know, I want you to feel like you're here. Feel the fresh Ballarat breeze. Tom with the disc. Chile in control of this one thus far. Can Fyshwick pull something out to put a twist in the tail?
Massive float on that pull.
Not his best. AJ picking up. AJ looks for Svardos. He cuts out. Nice early one. Looks under. They cycle it through to Young. AJ comes back on the dump, but he hadn't been engaged yet, but still manages to get it back. He has the swing to Hatfield if he wants. Says no. Hatfield, Judder steps.
Wind getting stronger now.
A fair bit of contact, but they play on. Yeah, and the wind, you're right, Avril. Wind is getting stronger. Svardos. AJ needs to shake and bake a little bit to get free. Eventually he does. Cuts have dried up, so he's going to have to bunt it back and forth between he and Svardos. Gets to Shellard. AJ. Jab steps. He's going to have company, but the throw is good enough from Shellard.
AJ getting it done on the goal side this time. Working really hard in that point. Chile opting to come down in a match defense. Didn't slow things down quite as well as their junk has been. And that's Shellard. 2 goals, 2 assists and 1 block. Getting big in this game, inspiring his teammates. Jackson, 2 goals now, 4 assists.
We said it in previous games, and I think you said it in this game. Fyshwick don't win unless AJ wins. AJ's got to play well. They've got a great team across the board, but he's just so impactful, brings so much from an experience perspective, and as we saw there, can throw goals, can also catch goals.
Yeah, when you talk about anchor players, AJ and then Ragaki on the other side.
Jeez, if things get a little close, you wouldn't mind seeing that matchup. That'd be fantastic.
Yeah, so Chile bring out a very tall O-line this point. French, Gak, Caston. You got Speedy, Lipari, Woods, Petlin and Osmond rounding out the tall boys. So Fyshwick have got to work really hard to get the D. This O-line has had a few chinks in their armour. See if Fyshwick can actually create something out of those chinks. Chile sideline getting loud now.
Stay in. There we go.
Shortish pull. Wiley Woods lets it drop, but centres it to Gak quickly. And Woods just holding things, waiting for an open option in Lipari.
This is better from Fyshwick.
Lovely attack there. Caston, nice centre. Off to Woods. No continuation to speak of, so he comes back across to French. Pick called. So the O-line still looking pretty good for Chile as French brings it in. Looking for Woods in the dump space, but great defensive pressure. And I think there might be a foul there.
There's a foul here, so there was a little bit of contact. The dump coverage was excellent on Wood, but he slipped, and then he went down because of contact, or when he went down, then there was contact. So I think they've seen that it doesn't affect the play because French went for the bailout, so they're going to keep it with Caston where it is.
Yeah, so it's a retracted foul. The play stands. Caston with the disc on the far sideline.
Well, I think Shellard's saying that he stopped when he saw them go down, so that throw wouldn't have been open. So I think the discussion is whether it should be going back. Because you can withdraw the foul, but it doesn't change the fact that it was a stoppage. So he's saying I stopped because I saw players go down. So they're just going to consult the game advisors. Shellard would have had to make the bit of his life to actually affect it.
Play, yeah.
And I think he knows it, and I think that's why it's going to stay.
So the Chile O-line, all with their matching caps. Caston bringing it in, a lovely long disc. Who else? To Gak.
Oh, yeah, that's on you. That's on you. I'll put that one on you.
I think my tally's up to 6 now, although there's a bit of chat.
Tommy's getting a lot of attention. A lot of attention. Even Gav Moore is feeding it to Tom from the sideline, and rightly so. Is it any coincidence Tom's not asking for a replay? He's usually the first. He's usually the first. Usually the first to ask.
More reenactment with the arms waving about.
He's one of the best. I did this and you did this, and that's why it's a foul.
Both game advisors now listening to the chat.
I think Tom's going to withdraw this.
Yeah, they've asked for a perspective from the game advisor here. He gets two hands on.
Look, having looked at that, that's not. I can actually. Can't believe I'm saying this, but I can actually see where Tom's coming from, because if you look at the defender's arm, he kind of taps him on the way down like twice. So I think the question will be whether Tom had control.
Yeah. So his hand signal's coming. It's a contested foul. Just looked like he tapped Gak's forearm and then his hand.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
So fair enough. Okay, benefit of the doubt, Tom.
It's an awkward one as well. Sun kind of in his eyes too, so a bit of a tough read. He did pretty well to get in position.
Tom's signalling a travel.
Travel?
Now
no,
he's signalling a turnover. Okay.
Still learning the hand signals after all these years.
If you haven't learned it by now, I reckon just give up, Tom. Just give up. Leave it to the advisors. All right, retracted. Okay. Oh, we went around the world on that one, didn't we? Full 360. Well done, Tommy. All right, Fyshwick with a chance now, and they move it nice and early. Good early flow to move it up past their brick mark. That's Blacklock. Throws the inside flick right to the midfield. That's where they want it. Phillips throws the backhand and goes. Gets it to Sandbridge. Sandbridge goes to Wigney. Wigney back to Sandbridge. Sandbridge played a blinder in their last streamed game. Moves it to Helix Smith. Helix Smith, he shoots. He's going to have to reel it in. He does. That's Fraser Wigney catching the goal. And that's a break.
And finally, Fyshwick capitalising on an opportunity given by Chile. They've been waiting for that one a long time. Look at them get around each other. Gak will be disappointed he missed that one up the other end. As we see the replay here. Fakes the inside, power position up line. Flat, really well controlled flick there in the back corner. Same thing again, we saw the Chile defender managing to stop that kind of first line look, but not managing to keep concentration to put pressure on that next one.
The chat came to life about Tom's call / retraction. Interesting views. Feedback is a gift. I actually thought it was a foul.
All right, so Fyshwick claw one back, 9-10. So Chile still up one break. Got the slight advantage here. As we said, Chile showing that their O-line has a few chinks. Fyshwick will be looking for one more opportunity to peg it back to evens.
Yeah, big point here, big point, massive point. And this one's going to land in. Jasper goes to catch it at the last minute. Well done. He goes to Rigaki. Rigaki moves it up to Wood. Wood hits, I think that's Aussie. It is. Wood. Stuck a little bit deep, so he's going to have to engage Gak. Gak, they're retreating ground. He has Kelly if he wants. Instead, Gak lets a backhand go. It's to Aussie, but he's going to have to tow it in as well. And Aussie not happy with the contact, but knows he's out of bounds. Couldn't really do anything about it.
So Gak, a couple of errors now coming from the veteran. Won't be happy about that one. Bit of debate about where it's coming in.
Question about when Chile started. Good question. We'll try and find an answer. Definitely pre-Industrial Revolution. Come back to it with a more specific time. As Now they're out. Nice little bit of flow. They want to just slow it down here. They do. Sandbridge throws a nice balanced backhand out wide. Helix Smith gets out of there as the dump back to Sandbridge. And there's another break from Fyshwick.
Oh, Fyshwick, look at the boys go, sprinting on field, celebrating hard, and we're back on evens, and we've got a game, Andy.
We've got a game. She's a ring-a-ding. We said it. We said that, you know, we're going to see multiple turns and breaks in this game. And now it's Fyshwick with the momentum. Chile still with the ever so slight advantage, but it is 10 apiece.
And we saw Laparo go for a big defensive bid, but missing it, which just allowed Fyshwick to rifle through and get plenty of flow, taking full advantage. And as we see a timeout called, I suspect by Chile.
All right, and on the other field, 13-9 to Hoss over Manly. We will do our best to get a founding start date for Chile, but I think they've got kind of more pressing issues at the moment. I don't really want to interrupt them.
We are a group of ultimate players, coaches and video enthusiasts. We've worked with the major federations and the greatest events.
We're on a mission to make Ultimate huge. We want our videos and live streams to be free to watch.
We want to make stories that not only reach you,
but also reach people outside the Ultimate community.
Like and subscribe, Ultimate TV, the best in the world.
Become a member and
fund
our
work to cover more events in the future and to bring more stories and live coverage to the eyes of the Ultimate world and beyond.
And welcome back as we're just waiting for Fyshwick to come out of their timeout.
And thank you to Oakley Mullen for doing the stats for us today in this bronze medal match. We've got pretty evens across the board. Yeah, 3 breaks each, 13 turns each. Clean holds, I think, was 5-4, but breaks are now 3 of 10 both sides, Andy.
Yeah, I mean, not only is the 10-all scoreboard doesn't get closer, but those great, fantastic stats. Yeah, it just shows how evenly matched and poised this contest is.
Yeah, definitely felt like Chile, as you said, in that middle patch has been really gifting Fyshwick opportunities. Fyshwick just not capitalising on them until the later part of this game. I think if they can get a couple more on the board, Chile probably going to deflate a little bit. If their O-line can keep things a bit cleaner, then I'd say Chile have the advantage going forward. As you see, both sidelines getting up and about. Fyshwick with the pull. Fairly decent one down to Chile. Although, was there an offside called?
If it's not offside, it's a brick.
So, either way,
yeah.
same. Riley Wood to bring it in for Chile. Set up in a vertical downfield. And no gack on this offensive point. Michael Kelly's on. Feel like I haven't seen him on for a while. Maybe getting some legs a bit fresher for the latter half of this game.
Agreed.
So as we said, Kelly gets the disc on that far sideline. Very tight match defense. Ooh.
Aussie won't appreciate that.
No, an accepted foul pretty quickly. Osmond on the far sideline. Little up line to Woods. Woods getting involved, championing this point, given Gack has been off. Comes across to Pentland. Pentland to Caston. Some decent flow. Caston, a lovely around shot to Pentland. Easy as you like, a clean hold for Chile, just what they were looking for.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened in the stack, or if Shellett just lost his assignment, or if he was covering for someone else. But Caston came out of the stack, no mark on him, and that's why the break throw went. So you can see a little bit of chat. So we'll look on the left of screen. Yeah, no, I think Scheller just didn't think that throw was going, and then wasn't close enough to put a mark on, which meant Caston go around. Good recognition from Pentland, and Good discipline from the stack not to see, because sometimes when you do go up the line from the handler spot to really strike deep, someone will peel off. But good discipline from the stack to keep their players engaged and allow Jasper to have that space. Easy goal.
Yeah, well called, Andy. That was just a really beautiful shape there from Caston, capturing this team today. So Pentland, Caston, the O-line getting it done this time. They'll be pleased with that clean hold. As we see Gat get back for a defensive opportunity here. Let's see if he can add to his tally of 6 assists and 1 block.
I noticed you're not mentioning the 4 turns stat. It's Gak. We can absolutely. I think he's a big boy. He can take it. As I said, feedback's a gift. They're getting around Tom in the chat that Gak is the sword that Chile live and die by. And Fyshwick have let this drop, and they are walking to it, taking a nice look at the junk. The Chile had a lot of success applying to Fyshwick early on that gave them that early advantage. AJ looks back to Hatfield. So the nature of the zone, there's always a free throw. So that's why Fyshwick are kind of happy to let the count get to a 5 or 6. AJ throws a really aggressive scuba through, opens it up, gets it to midfield, and now Fyshwick are out. Young, they've now transitioned. Chile now playing the matched offense. AJ, bicycle cut, gets back through. Looks at the backhand, now the flick, now the high flick, but he's given half a sniff. Young did well, read it over White. And almost towed in, but thought better of it. They're on the end zone line now, back to AJ. Here's the hands you wanted in. And Svardos catches the goal at the inside cone, despite Gak poaching off, trying to get in the lane, couldn't adjust quickly enough.
2 clean holds, just like how we started the game, Andy.
Yeah, I mean, opened up really by AJ's scuba right here. That puts him in midfield, and it gives you a numbers advantage. Chile playing a zone that meant most of their players were in the kind of back half of the field. And so once you can get it over the top, it typically becomes a 4-on-3. But then also nice patience. Chile then transition. Nice patience.
Yeah, you saw a couple of bidding attempts from the Chile players, so certainly trying to keep that defensive intensity up. And that's Jackson, 2 goals, 5 assists.
Having a game.
Yeah, trying to match Gak in his stats.
And a big shout out, 338 watching on the stream. Appreciate your support. Or appreciate the fact that, you know, you're at work on a Monday morning and maybe it's a bit of a grind, and instead of opening emails, you're here with us. Where else would you rather be? 11-all, Chile with the disc.
And so we've got Chile picking it up. Looks like a horror set this time. Woods looking ahead, doesn't like what he sees.
This is better pressure.
Yeah, dumps across to Casson, who goes for a long shot. Pentland just running the disc down. Chile with a really quick, clean hold.
He's scored their last 2 goals. Receiver. Pentland, I think, started as a receiver. Back to his roots.
Big boys on the offensive line getting it done for Chile. Knowing that they were up ahead early this game. Trying to stay mentally in touch. Making sure that they put the foot on the pedal. A few more quick, clean holds will come in handy here.
It's something that really good handlers do is striking deep. Yeah. Traditionally, handlers sit back behind the disc. There's a lot of small, short undercuts, dump cuts. If you can keep your defender really engaged by every now and again striking deep, it just makes you such an option, a threat, because your whole team knows that you're an option under, but you can also go get out of the space, and in getting out of the space actually make a really engaging cut, and that's what Jasper's done twice in a row now.
Yeah, absolutely. Pentland to Casson for the score. As we see Chile's defensive line get set up. Gack again on the defensive line for Chile.
Tom Duncan, brave, wearing a St Kilda hat. That's what they dished up on Friday night. Anyway, don't want to talk about it. Fyshwick. AJ with the disc. Has no dump, has no player within 50 metres of him. Manages to move it to Shellard. Shellard squeezes one, but it's too far out, and he knew straight away. He turned his back on the disc in disgust as soon as he threw it. Aussie's off. Gack with the disc. Gack calling people under, but that's not because he wants them to come under. That's because he wants the space deep. Instead, throws great gainer to Aussie, free. Aussie resets back to Gack, and he goes deep. They move it out wide. A lot of noise from the Fyshwick sideline. They know what's at stake here. Gack puts a big flick out. It goes over. AJ's got it, but there could be a bit at the back. It's Evans, but he can't reel it in. AJ did enough to get the D. Add one to the stats column, a D for AJ now. And now AJ looks at Hatfield, but it's overthrown him. That was close. Game advisor right in position. I hope they ask him.
Camera also right in position as we get a replay of that one on cam 2. That is a close call.
I think it's up, but it's very close.
It looks like his hands just get underneath it.
What did you think, Mike?
Oh, it's that right rim, whether that touches the grass.
So
it's
close.
too close to tell.
So close.
Too close to tell. But they're calling it up.
Hatfield. My goodness, this game's starting to ratchet up a couple of notches now. AJ looks to flick. This one actually has some air under it. And right on the back, right on the end zone line now. Oh, the turn. This doesn't lie. Gack has it. Sideline gets big. Aussie, nice up the line. He looks flick. His flick is a turn. So AJ again with it. AJ trying to get some free yards. I don't think that happened there. Okay, so AJ's going to take it from about 5 metres in because the Chile player basically kicked it out of bounds. AJ, no dump, and everyone's stacked so deep on him, but he gets out to Shellard. AJ, stutter step cut, has to go full extension, just keeps it. AJ going up a level here. Shellard goes up the line. There's a little bit of contact. Shellard, nice layout grab, keeps it alive. Seeing everything this point. AJ goes back, protects. Chile doing a really good job protecting the front cone. Hatfield, stutter steps, can't get open. The count must be high. AJ goes inside out backhand, but to the front of the stack. Chile pick it off. There's another turn. Gack's got it. Players out on their feet. Gack goes, winds a backhand up to, it's to Evans, and it stays in bounds, and it's a goal. Huge point from Gack. Finds Evans.
You weren't wrong, Andy. Live and die by the big Gack. And that was a massive point for Chile. Couple of turns each way. And after a big one like that, timeout called. Fyshwick look together. Chile, geez, making most of those big throws. Evans did really well to track that one.
I thought that was going out. Yeah, look at that, front cone.
See that big D from AJ. Evans unable to pick up the scraps on that attempt. And then this dubious one. Oh, so difficult to know if that rim on the backside touched the grass or not.
I think the only, it turned in the end anyway, so, you know, for those who thought it was down, the outcome got there eventually. Nice, and that's another one from
bid.
We're watching these highlights because there is a timeout that's been called. They had everything that point. Loud on the mark.
Intercepts, hands in, match discs, second attempts. And we did see this Gak to Evans connection a couple of times yesterday, so maybe looking to exploit that a couple of times. I mean, if it's not Evans, it's Aussie, Pentland. Plenty of good receivers from Chile. So they go up a break, 13-11. Keep asking the question of Fyshwick up to the plate. As they finally finish their timeout, get to the line. So we talked about the clean holds from Chile. I think they went from 44 earlier up to 50% now. So slight increase. So we'll be looking for a few more of those. 50% total across both offensive and defensive points. Break stats now. Chile converting 3 of their 12 opportunities. Fyshwick 4 out of 12 starting on defense, and then flips the other way.
And a roller. Pulling it out of bounds to the side, but really deliberately. So interesting to see if they're going to set something here. I reckon they will, because Tom's standing deep, not marking anyone. So they'll be looking to try and hem it in on the sideline, get a turn in the first couple of throws. AJ sees a spot right in the middle to Sandridge. Really good vision from AJ. Goes to Shellard. Shellard to Hatfield. Hatfield fakes the flick. I thought that was going. Fakes to AJ. AJ safe back. Has Hatfield if he wants. Instead goes upfield to Young. Chile adjust. They're now going to go into a match. And the score. Svardos catching it. Really nice, smooth movement. Jack Donnelly, I believe, with the assist.
Svardos has been stepping up. Really good contributor. Yeah, definitely in the under space. Not a hell of a lot on the stat sheet, but certainly every point he seems to be involved.
He's got 3.
As we say that, 3 goals now.
Creeping up on us. Sam Shellard, the other one, from a stats perspective, really standing up. 2 goals, 2 assists and a block. Heads of State finished their Nationals campaign with a win over Manly for 5th. 15-10 the score over there. We will do our best to bring you other scores from around the grounds as they come in. And stay tuned for the big show at 11 a.m. That will be the gold medal game, Sunda versus Ellipsis. Both those teams having played in pool play. Went down to the wire. Double game point win to Sunda. But as they say, Avril, it's hard to beat a team twice.
Yeah, for sure. And
I don't know why they say that, but they say it.
With the gold medal at stake, I'm sure Lipsis will be bringing out the big guns. As we see a big pull go up that lands inbounds. But defense jogging and already Chile up to the line. A big bid. Massive by Lapari, gets horizontal. Little dump to gap. Fakes the big. Just waiting to see free option. Caston provides. Give a little dump up to Riley Woods. Doesn't work out, so goes a big to Gak, and it's a bit of a bladey one. Oh, Fyshwick, get the intercept. This is a big opportunity to get that break back.
Just need to chill, composure.
Absolutely the key word here. Fyshwick, go a big shot. Plenty of space out the back. And that's a score. Fyshwick back on serve. Goal caught by Phillips. They made quick work of it when they managed to get that turn.
And I did just hear a time cap. Yes, it was. Yeah, 100 minutes. So that goal was scored. So the next point's already started. So I think we'll be adding one and playing to that. Well, it'll be 15 anyway. 13 all. It'll be a game to 15. Guys, it'll be a game to 15 regardless. I think they're just trying to confirm that the time cap did go after the goal was scored. Oh, is there one more twist in this, Avril?
Oh, I sure hope so, Andy. I'd love to see Fyshwick get up on the board. Chile have led all of this game. A couple of times, Fyshwick brought it back to 10 all, 11 all, and now 13 all. So answering the questions that Chile's asking.
I'm being told that Mikey Hatfield's actually changed his name to Mikey Hartfield, and that's not. I just assumed that was a typo because I've known Mikey. Right, Mikey. Okay, that's wrong. But apparently, his partner's name's Micah Hartley, so he's now Michael Hartfield.
Ah, so they've kind of joined the two surnames.
But this is the internet. Like, how can you trust anyone? Like, what do you? It could be a troll.
Actually, I think on the stat sheet it is Hartfield.
That's what I'm saying. It is. It is. I just thought that was the typo. Yeah. Anyway, shows what I know. All right. 13 all. Fyshwick running down. Caston with the disc. Looks at Hartley. Doesn't have a count, so can take his time. Wood goes up the line and turns it into a deep cut. Rigaki gets it under. Looks the backhand, throws the backhand. Huck to Lipari. Oh, huge grab over the back. Lipari's going to call it because he came down on him. Really nice D. Made a play at it.
I thought Lipari had the wheels there, but just a fantastic read, although having to come through the body on that bid.
Sandbridge, I think it was. Look, and this is why you've got the game advisors, because right now there's a lot of intensity, a lot of passion in the game. It's been played really well, pretty good spirit, I think, so far. But this competitiveness can just start to creep in. And that's why just having a set of cool heads in the green tops can help provide their perspective. What they provide is not binding. The players don't need to listen to it. And it'll be a withdrawn foul. So Lipari will tap it in.
Is this the point that Fyshwick take the lead?
Oh, it's big. It's real big.
It's very deep stack. Although now they're readjusting.
Svardos is coming under. No, two covered. Looks to AJ. Wears a little bit of attention. Sandbridge. Oh, Kelly almost could have bid but slipped. Instead, they managed to move it up. That's to Phillips. AJ goes, comes back under. AJ again, more attention, and this time he'll call a foul or an injury or a stoppage. Riley Wood. Riley Wood actually came off second best in that, so I think he'll be, he's coming back on. AJ at his ankle. No, it is Riley Wood will come off. Placed by Nathan Dignam. AJ with it. Hatfield goes back, then goes up the, it's Young, sorry, goes up the line. AJ. Oh, has to bid. And Dignam's off. Tom walking to it, urging calm, urging composure. This is when 40 years of Frisbee experience comes to the fore. Tom Rigaki throws the open backhand to Kelly. Chile running out of a horror. Tom goes up the line and now he's off. So leaving Caston to grab it, but it doesn't have a dump. Lipari moves back into the dump position now. Caston instead moves it up to the midfield with Kelly. Kelly fakes backhand. Looks to break back to Lipari instead. Little dishy, but it's Deed, and Kelly keeps it alive. Kelly keeps it alive. Young got half a fingertip to it, but it stays with Chile. Kelly looks the flick, throws the break flick to you-know-who. Tom Regaki, clap catch goal. Big break, let out. AJ is filthy on it.
Absolutely. You saw the injury sub. We had Dignam come on from the D-line, putting that defensive pressure on AJ to get that turn back. And Chile really just squashing Fyshwick's hopes there. As we said, Andy, that was a huge opportunity. Fyshwick just not up to the task to convert that break opportunity.
I do think it's got Universe Point written all over it. For those impassioned supporters who just want to know all about the wind, who have been asking about the wind, there is a little bit. It's a bit blustery, but if it's the opposite to yesterday. It's going left to right, so slight advantage with Fyshwick for this point. And I think they've burned one. I think there is a timeout. So I'm pretty sure we've used our full allocation of timeouts, if not pretty close.
Yeah, that'd be it, 3 each.
Yeah.
So Gak gets a goal there to complement his 7 assists and block. Wouldn't be surprised if he's on the line again. Although it looks like they've kept him off the D-line, maybe just saving those legs for the possible last one. Fyshwick will be looking for a quick, clean hold to put the pressure back on Chile. But you'd say they're probably the ones that are really having to scrap for this. But they did it earlier in this game, managed to really push through despite being down a couple of breaks. AJB rallying the troops to do it again.
Yeah, they're a red-hot chance. They've done what they needed to in that second half to give themselves a shot. Still an uphill battle. They'll need to score 2. Chile only 1. But they definitely haven't rolled over. They'll fight this one out to the very last point of the tournament.
Can you bring the other tab up?
So Regan Turner, the hero for Chile in their other close games. So let's see what he'll do. Tom Duncan, nice high pull, but it's going to die on him, and it might be a brick. It is. So interesting to see. They will take the brick. So that one went out just past halfway, so they'll retreat a bit of ground, but they'll get to take it from the middle.
Feels a bit like this game might be who can play better, AJ or Ragaki.
Does feel like it's a team sport, but yeah, I can't ignore that. AJ out wide to Hatfield. Hatfield throws the wide flick to Shellard. It's going to be a 2-on-1 because Duncan's coming over the top, but Shellard gets it. Shellard catches it high for the 2-on-1. Both Chile defenders there, and we're going to Universe, baby.
And Shellard getting it done late in this game. He's been consistent throughout. That's his 3rd goal to go along with his 2 assists and 1 block. Getting big. Managed to get to Universe now, just what the viewers have been asking for.
Here comes the wind, Avril.
So we'll see the Universe lines on for this bronze medal. Who's going to bring the dirty gold home? As we see stalwarts. AJ getting the calves going. Gak barking orders.
right, Avril, what's your pick? Come on.
I think Chile got this. Starting on O, the O-line has looked a little better towards the latter half. It was just that mid-portion of the game that they had a few throwaways. So I'd back Gak to get it done.
You never bet against Gak. I have to agree. But can Fyshwick pull up and upset late? Michael Kelly will be catching this one. Moves it over to Lipari. And Gak's gone, and it's Gak on AJ. Gak's going deep. He's got the separation on AJ. He's going to catch it and milk it in. And 10 years since they've last gone this deep in a tournament, Chile are taking home a bronze medal thanks to none other than Tom Regaki, the Dingo, with his, I think, almost his 8th or 9th stat. And they get around him. Great way to finish the game.
Absolutely, and the matchup we were calling for, Gak on AJ. Lipari coming back in the handler space, putting a really big one up. Often the reverse, but the O-line for Chile, they managed to push through that middle portion of the game with those throwaways, mentally just get up on Fyshwick. As you see, plenty of hugs all around. Both teams, as we said, probably didn't expect to be in this position, so they'll both be pleased with the result. What a great game to get our first game of finals day going.
Great game, great finish. And as you said, it was almost borderline like trick play. Like Lipari hasn't handled all day. And Gak, and that's probably why he had a little bit of separation. I think AJ was more thinking that Gak will be throwing the goal rather than catching it. But Gak, given what he was... taking what he was given, and finishes the day with 2 goals, 7 assists, and a block, as we see here in AJ embrace, showing mutual appreciation for what was a great game. Universe point finish in the bronze medal match. I think you're spot on. I think both teams would be pretty happy if you had told them coming into the weekend this is where they'd be finishing. Successful campaigns for both teams, both clearly heading in the right direction.
Yeah, for sure. And I think the clean breaks that Chile got, they managed to get 8 of 14 when starting on O, and clean holds, 8 on 14 starting on O, and 4 on 8 when on D. We see here break chances 4 out of 15 and 4 out of 14. So Fyshwick had their chances but couldn't convert there. Just showing the difference, really.
Well, it's been an absolute pleasure on behalf of Ulta TV in partnership with Ultimate Australia to bring you the bronze medal game. Not far away, only 7 minutes away. We will be watching the gold medal game, so please jump over onto that stream, like, subscribe, get around it, and we will be back to find out who wins the Australian Ultimate Championships for 2024.
Ulti.tv